What do you reckon that is? It was a gift from Greece. It came from Donald Trump, alias Donald Trump. What do you reckon it is? Let me know in comments. And where's it from? I'm not going to tell you unless you're on Patreon. And even then, it'll be off the record. I'm back. I'm back from the Townsville 30-year reunion set up by Terry O'Halloran, the writer of Kibeho Massacre. Dedication, the voice put into word for those of Unimere 1, Unimere 2. He was our platoon sergeant. 30 years later, here he is still helping, supporting us. We're back. Steve Tilbrook, the platoon commander, he was there too. He'd come all the way from America. He came all the way from America. What band sang that? Let us know in comments. He came all the way to see the boys. And I reckon he had the best time of anyone that was there. We had people from Scotland, Matty. We had people from Greece, Donald Trump. Okay, we had people from America, stated. We had people from their jobs, which they walked away from to be able to come out, and their careers to come and be at this 30-year reunion. And it was incredible. I tried my hardest to talk myself out of it. It was because of my own health. It was because of my father's health. The timing just wasn't right. But when is it? But when we reflect on life and we think to ourselves, you know what? Timing is never perfect. Imagine if I was Amalia. Imagine if I was Bernadette. Imagine if I was Julius, or if I had been Grace. They're not even alive now, and they were children. Talking about that, let's quickly get to that. Lest we forget those beautiful little children, and to those who are all a victim of total war, which means that there is no rules, everything goes, everything is on the table. So this is a couple of beautiful cards that were written for Anzac Day to give support and meaning to those of the dinners. There was about 4 different events. There was book signings for Terry O'Halloran's book. There was dinners, right? There was get-togethers. There was the Anzac Days. It was incredible. So look at this lovely card by one of the schools up there. This is by Kalino, and he's 10 years old. Hello, thank you for your service in the war. Thank you for taking your time. I hope you see your family. Thank you for protecting us. Are you having a good time? I had a great time, mate. What's your favorite food? His is pizza. Mine is Mexican or Thai food or the Mongolian lamb. Extra MSG. And then we've got this lovely card. And this is from Ryan Catholic College, from Riley Melita, 9 years old, and already gets it. Great parents, I can tell. And beautiful handwriting. I would like to thank you for going to war and fighting for people's lives. If you did not go to war, I would not be here today. Thank you. So to Riley Melita, mate, kisses out to you and your family. Fantastic. The one thing I realised 30 years later is the people I grieve the most for are not the soldiers that I know that I've lost. It is not for the time and the sacrifices we give or for the harsh memories that we collect that you can't share with others. It's that mateship, friendship and family is the most important thing. That is why the actual pregnancy test of my daughter, is the most important thing I own, and that always travels with me in my medals case. Okay, medals are trinkets. That's all they are. Biology tells us we love our kids, but I've got to tell you, it's not easy. So much happened. Everyone is sick as a dog. I'm starting to get there now, starting to feel sick. There's some influenza going through Townsville at the moment, and Terry O'Halloran is still in hospital, I believe. The writer of the book, our platoon sergeant, our platoon commander, with his companion, had the best time ever. There were so many first ofs that happened on this, so many points of clarity that I had throughout this week. And it wasn't just about lives being put in perspective, appreciation being given, putting the magnifying glass over the simple things in lives, or understanding that there was things we accidentally did right 30 years ago that has maintained this brotherhood, friendship, proof of sacrifice of time and effort to be able to keep this friendships rolling. And in turn, what that has done is kept people in a group that could have had catastrophic consequences if we had not have maintained that link that has now been rekindled. Now, there are so many names I could bring up. Would it be Donald Trump, who came back from Greece, who gave me this lovely gift? Would it be Bluey Wernham, my buddy who carried all of the children during the massacre 30 years ago in the Anzac Day period as well? Would it be Coward of the County, and the fact that he brought all his family? And I've got, for the first time ever, a bit of video while we're doing a march of 3 generations. We allowed the children to march along beside us, and the Strand and Townsville, they really put on a display. I wouldn't even know how many people turned up. It was incredible. Colin Mosh, job well done. Rwanda veteran who set a lot of this up with as a president of the RSL. What an amazing job he did, and he went to Rwanda as well. We had Sniper Harry, who done a fantastic job behind the scenes doing everything and was like a blue-ass fly. There were so many special people, including Terry O'Halloran. And what about the boss, the Sharky that came over from America with his Pannion bag that's normally used to carrying a Glock in on a golf course. And he came over, and I reckon, honestly, he had the best time of everyone. That is an officer hanging out with soldiers, putting things in perspective and having the time of his life. Little did we know the current brigade commander would be coming out to see Smithy and the people he'd served with. And there he is, brigade commander in his RSM, Linesy, hugging people in their pollies, their brothers, because it was almost like protocols were out the door and people remembered those that have carried the mantle beside them. There's no individuals in the military. It's a series of warriors and a series of soldiers. Sometimes they're both. There's a difference where we come together for a mission collective to get things done, and our turn's over. Our turn is over. And that 30-year reunion, for all the guys that were special forces, for the guys that were officers, for the guys that were from across the oceans, and for those who were still just organically chilling in Australia. We still call Australia home, and our brotherhood is as strong as it ever was, if not stronger. And it was great to see some of the faces that look so much like Joe Rogan, not a hair in sight, big bubble heads. It was a really big day. There's a big day happening today as well. For all of those of the Special Forces fraternity, apparently there's about 200 people today that are swapping out their names for candidate numbers and stepping out into the Who Dares Wins realm, which could be up to 18 months of reinforcement cycle, even if they pass their selection courses, that between 2 Commando and SASR. So to all of those guys, and we know a couple that are doing their Special Forces testing today, it's going to be a long, slow, painful experience, but I'm incredibly proud of them. So the future commanders of SASR and 2 Commando right now are doing their selection course, and they don't realise when they drop that stone what ripple they have started for the rest of their career. Some of these men will be some of the most influential men in Australia in time. Crazy. So I can't stream tonight. This was about reflection. It was about children. It was about family. It was about legacy. It was about support and about letting you know the torch is officially passed on to you. Now it is your turn to take up the mantle, whether it be from 2 RAR, 1 RAR, 3 RAR, support, whether you be from engineers, signals, artillery, whether you be from Army, Air Force or Navy, or you're a tradie that's thinking about doing something a little different. Australia is absolutely rich with the same foundations of great people that were here in the 50s. Think about the village before you think about yourself. Ask yourself, if we weren't at a population of 28 million, we were in a village of 100, with the way you carry yourself and the contribution you give to the country, would it matter? Would you be considered, a good citizen, or would you be someone, a lantern that just gets carried? Would you take more than you give? If you do, now's the time tomorrow to start giving more than you take. And when I say give, I don't mean money. I don't mean food. I mean action, good behaviour, and looking after your fellow man. So to Amalia, Bernadette, Grace, and Julius, for me, it was always about you guys. And now we're back in a position where it's about me and Aaliyah, my daughter, the friendships, and the passing on of the torch to those that are in Special Forces today, to those that are serving around the world, to those that are about to serve. You'll always see me here on the channel waiting for you to come to Patreon so we can have a one-on-one call and put you in a position, the best position for success. Still call Australia home. And to all of those that gave their lives, like Maxie Wales, like Douglas Caswell at Fromelles, how can you say thank you enough? But these are the little sort of things that make it all worth it and remind us Australia is still the best country in the world, safe as hell as well. I appreciate you. Take it easy. That's Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. And they shall grow not old, as we the left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. And at the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. And also remember, they died with their faces to the foe. They didn't run. Lest we forget. Thank you in advance. Australia Fair.